Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa, for those of you that might not know. So I woke up this morning and I was guided to come on here and show you guys this book. This book has been a guiding light in my healing journey. I bought this book, I don't know, I bought it online, I don't know, years ago, a long time ago. And I would say maybe like 7 years ago or something, maybe 8, 9, I don't know, maybe even like 10 years. I don't know. I've had it for a long time. I've read it. It's been, and I read it. I go to it kind of like like a reference book. Like I look at it a lot. I've read it through, but it's been a very valuable tool in regards to helping me identify different behaviors within myself and also with the people around me, right? And helping me to uh, heal and just move forward and learn to set boundaries, and understanding why setting boundaries with certain individuals in my life has been more difficult than others, and really just opened my eyes. It's really, knowledge is power, right? So it's been a huge stepping stone in my recovery journey. Okay, so I've been guided to share this. Okay, so, and also we're going to read out of this book. Okay, but also what I've been guided to talk about is there's this something about. Okay, so I always talk about how we have our own divine masculine, divine feminine energy within us, right? And part of this healing journey is about learning to balance that within us, right? And as we learn to balance this within us, I just feel, or my experience has been that um, it helps in knowing our place in relationships, right? It's like helping us to understand others and to be more. I feel like if more people worked on balancing their own masculine and feminine within before they started engaging in relationships with others, like throwing sex into the mix or whatever, um, there would just be a lot less chaos in the world, right? I'm just a firm believer in the way that we heal the world is by starting with healing ourselves, right? And so anyway, that being said, there is something connected here with that energy, the divine masculine energy. Okay, and I'm even being guided to talk about just men in general dealing with, because as the world within and without, like outside of us, is coming into balance, right? Learning how to receive, right? Receive versus always being dominant, right? There's a freedom coming towards men, or there's an opportunity. I feel like there's going to be more and more men stepping out, expressing um, abuse within their household, but it's coming from their female partner, right? And there's been it's like this, like, let's not talk about this because, you know, men are supposed to be the head of household, or they're not the ones that are supposed to be abused, and or it's not supposed to be looked at as abuse, right? I don't know, I just feel like there's more going to be revealed about, it's going to be less and less tolerated for women to be these abusive, dominating men, right? Like keeping their thumb on them, like holding them, I'm even here, like holding them hostage, right? And if there's it's nothing to be ashamed of, although having been in abusive relationships like that, I can understand um, why it's difficult to leave those relationships, right? And even to start talking about it, right? There's this sense of, we shouldn't talk about it, especially like if it's happening like within your family. It's like what happens in the family stays in the family and you shouldn't talk about it. And then it's also, the embarrassment of like staying so long, right? And also just the embarrassment of like like in staying so long and allowing for whatever to happen. But something my children have made me very brave and had helped me build my courage, right? Because I know that I want a better life for them. So it's forced me to um, gather my strength, right? And plus, like, my strength also comes from God, right? I talk to God all the time. And especially when I've been in situations where I have felt powerless, right? And so there's something I don't know if I'm just speaking to one person in general this with this message of like being dominated at home. I even feel like there's like actual physical abuse coming from this female that you're engaging with, and who or someone is engaging with. And any kind of abuse, it's like domestic battery, okay? And there could have been plenty of times that the police have come to people's houses, and it's always like the man is getting in trouble because he's like obviously bigger and stronger, and it's just like more, I don't know. There's Women can be narcissistic as well, right? And there's in this book, it breaks it down. So maybe you may want to pick up a copy of this, because I know that this book has helped me to, because these kinds of people can show up at work, within your family, within your friend circle. I mean, and knowing how to deal with them and how to move away from them without, because their bottom line intent is to maliciously freaking hurt you and dominate you. Like, that is their end game. They do want to hurt you. And whether it's mentally, physically, psychologically, however. And a lot of times, like, my experience has been, and it's even written in this book as well, that especially with the women, like, they will come across super sweet, but behind closed doors be something completely different, right? And so and that is something that is very screwed up. And I know that in my lifetime, it's really messed me up to have, I could be out with that person and have them be like we are just having this amazing connection, or we have this amazing connection, to everybody around them, or around us at the time. And then, like, behind closed doors, this person just like screams and acts like a lunatic with me, and it's very confusing. And um it's very traumatic. They say, people going with uh, through narcissistic abuse, it's like coming out of it, it's like you're dealing with like PTSD, and um it's very traumatic. And if you're living in a home like that, where maybe you don't want to embarrass your wife, or tell any, or you feel embarrassed, or whether you're male or female, it's like it's okay to speak up. It's okay to go to therapy and share about this. I know for me, I had to personally like plan my escape, and way before, like, I had to stay there, with this person, and I had to plan my escape. And I only could do that with, under the guidance of, I went to therapy and was sharing my experience of like what I was dealing with. And eventually I planned my escape, and yeah, it's not comfortable and it's not easy, but there are tools. I know that this book offers a lot of information. So it says how to devalue and discard the narcissist while supplying yourself. Exactly. It's like letting go of them, and your, like, I'm trying to remember, like, or think of the word of like, it's like I felt a sense of obligation to them, even though it was killing me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, this book really empowered me, as well as going to therapy. So I will not, um, I've gone to therapy, but in order to move away, from that environment. And then, also I prayed to God a lot, and asked him to put people into my life or just give me the direction. And when I left that home, I had $62 in my bank account after because I'd saved money to move, and I found a place. Like, I was lucky enough, like, I found a place where the person just wanted, like, the first rent to move in, and I had that rent. And after I paid them, I had $62 in my account, and I had no idea how I was going to pay next month's rent, or where I was going to get money for anything else, but it all worked out. And, you know, that's just been my experience. So I do feel like somebody may be out there struggling today, or, yeah, so I'm just saying it's baby steps, but it can be done. And, May is, mental health awareness month. So that's probably also why I'm being guided to talk about this. And today is May 6th. Let's see. Let's read it. Feeling good. Make yourself feel good. It's our job to first make ourselves feel better and then make ourselves feel good. Recovery is not only about stopping painful feelings, it's about creating a good life for ourselves. Whoa. We don't have to deny ourselves activities that help us feel good. Going to meetings, basking in the sun, exercising, taking a walk, or spending time with friends are activities that may help us feel good. We each have our list. If we don't, if we don't, we're now free to explore, experiment, and develop that list. When we find a behavior or activity that produces a good feeling, put it on the list, then do it frequently. Let's stop denying ourselves good feelings and start doing things that make us feel good. Today, I will do one activity or behavior that I know will create a good feeling for me. If I'm uncertain about what I like, I will experiment with one behavior today. Yeah, so I feel like this is connected to this, because you may not have a sense of who you are. It's like when I first began my healing journey, when I got sober, back in 2001, I didn't even know what my favorite color was, right? And so there may be something here where, like, you're unfolding, you're breaking through, right? You're finally beginning to set yourself free. And I was what everybody else wanted me to be, right? Or I was trying to be what everybody else had wanted me to be. And I didn't really know who I was, or I didn't feel comfortable in being who I was, because there was just like a lot of shame, or put on me, or I felt um like, oh, why are you doing that, like, what is, it was just always discarded or made to seem like it wasn't that big of a deal, right? So there could be something, like, it's like figuring out who you were. So I remember doing just what that said, like making a list of the things that I liked as things began to unfold, right? Like today, I know my favorite colors are purple and green. I can't decide which one I like more. I like both of them, right? And um but it's like simple things like that. So, and also remembering that healing, because I even still to this day get into this where I'll be like, I won't ever like let up. Like, I'll think that I always have to be, walking this straight line, rather than just like, you know what, just cutting loose a little bit and having, letting myself laugh, and have a good time. So sometimes I have to, um, like, I watch romantic comedies. Why? Because it helps me cry and it also gets me laughing, right? So, um, yeah, so maybe hopefully that helps. I feel like that's all I'm supposed to talk about now. So I hope you guys have a great day and I love you. Keep leaning into your becoming. You're fucking doing it. All right. And yeah, I'll see you soon.